What is up, everybody? We have a lot of exciting stuff going on in crypto. First of all, Solana just can't stop. Solana's price just keeps pumping. We have broken through $150 per coin, now $170 per coin, and now it's looking like we could easily reach $200 per coin by the end of the week. We also have some major news coming out from El Salvador. The Bitcoin officially is becoming legal tender tomorrow, September 7th, on Tuesday, September 7th, 2021 in El Salvador, and they are purchasing a lot of Bitcoin. Also, we got a lot going on with institutional investors picking a couple of specific altcoins that are now their favorites, which have been driving those prices up as well. So today's video, we're going to go over everything going on for the week of Monday, September 6th, 2021, everything you need to know about altcoins, what's going on in El Salvador, what's going on with Bitcoin. And if you guys enjoy this sort of content, then please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell notifications, and also if you want exclusive content, pre-release access to videos, you want access to the portfolios, some 7-figure portfolios, some 6-figure portfolios, well, then make sure to check out our Patreon group using the link down below. We have a great time over there. Anyways, let's start off with what's going on in the market. Right now, the total crypto market cap is at $2.36 trillion, and this is something that is very exciting because we are getting very, very close to reaching all-time highs. Interesting thing that's happened over the last 24 hours with regards to the overall market, before we get into a couple of other things, is what's going on with Bitcoin. Bitcoin's price has broken above $52,000 per coin, and it is continuing to climb, starting to drive a lot of the gains in the market. Ethereum's price has been hovering right around $4,000 per coin, up 22% over the last 7 days. The biggest thing going on in the market, though, has been Solana. Solana's price simply can't stop. It's up 21% over the last 24 hours, up 55% over the last 7 days. It's up over 300% in the last month, and it doesn't look like it's slowing down anytime soon. Also, I've been working on an NFT project for a while now with the whole team, and we're thinking about releasing it on Solana or Cardano. But let me know which one you guys think we should release it on. Also, if you want to get access to it before anyone else does, make sure to go ahead and follow me on Twitter. But it seems like Solana's price just simply won't stop. But with regards to the market, everything is looking pretty healthy right now, and a lot of this is pretty surprising because one of the biggest things that has historically happened with crypto is that in September, typically crypto has not performed the best. September has not performed the best, not been the best of months for Bitcoin, Ethereum, or any cryptocurrencies historically since 2013. There have been a couple of years where it has done well, but for the most part, September has not been a great month for crypto. But the interesting thing is, this time around, 2021, it looks like things could be different with the first week wrapping up in the month of September. Bitcoin's price is up 5.4% over the last 7 days. Ethereum's price is up, like we said, 22% over the last 7 days, and things are looking pretty good. It looks like this trend may shift. One reason why I think this is happening has a lot to do with El Salvador, institutional investors, big money players continuing to get involved, because one thing going on which will continue to drive, I think, a lot of the gains in the market and be very positive catalyst for the market is going to be what's happening in El Salvador. El Salvador has announced on Twitter that they have started mass buying Bitcoin ahead of Bitcoin becoming legal tender on September 7th, 2021. According to their president, he came out and tweeted that El Salvador has just bought its first 200 coins. Brokers will be buying a lot more as the deadline approaches, and this is just the beginning for them. They had already passed a law back in August 31st that they were going to create a $150 million fund to facilitate conversions from Bitcoin to US dollars. And now they just bought about $10.3 million in Bitcoin, but they're going to continue to buy more and more now that Bitcoin is officially legal tender, will officially be legal tender in El Salvador starting September 7th. And so we're seeing the government purchase Bitcoin, but not only that, we're also seeing that a massive trend is taking place. Everyone is getting behind El Salvador, and there's something called 30 for 30. Bitcoin solidarity with El Salvador that is going around on Reddit, on Twitter, and all across the crypto community. So what's happening is that on June 25th, Bitcoin News and El Salvador, they had come out and said that the president of El Salvador he told citizens that anyone with a government-backed digital currency wallet will receive $30 worth of free Bitcoin if they download, let's say, the Chivo app. They create an account there. And they said that was like an incentive for people to download the app, start using Bitcoin, and, just getting into crypto. That was the incentive, $30 incentive. And now what has been happening is there are a couple of hashtags that are trending on Twitter. 30 for 30, hashtag 7 September buy BTC, hashtag buy BTC Tuesday, hashtag Bitcoin Day. There's a lot going on around that, and people are now all across the crypto community getting behind this and saying that they are going to be purchasing $30 worth of Bitcoin to support El Salvador's shift towards making Bitcoin legal tender. It's not that they're saying it's not any other reason other than to simply support the movement and be part of this big shift in the economic world. That's what we're seeing happen with El Salvador. We've seen Michael Saylor, MicroStrategy CEO, came out and tweeted about this, and he actually put a poll out. There's over 73,000 votes already. Let's reload this. There's over 73,882 votes. 83% of those people say that they're going to be buying at least $30 in Bitcoin tomorrow. Michael Saylor said that El Salvador will officially begin using Bitcoin as a national currency along the US dollar. Every cyber hornet I know is planning to buy $30 in BTC tomorrow in solidarity with people of El Salvador and their leader. Will you join us? So this is something that is huge. It's not just El Salvador that's continuing to buy Bitcoin. They're starting to buy it in mass, but we're seeing the entire cryptocurrency community get behind this. And this poll alone right here, 70,000 people, 80% of that, so let's say around 60,000 people are saying that they are going to be buying at least $30 in Bitcoin tomorrow to help show their support for El Salvador. So if you're wondering, why is Bitcoin's price going up? What's going on? This is definitely a big catalyst for this, and this is one of the main reasons why we could continue to see Bitcoin's price finish higher at the end of September 2021 than it started off with, even though September typically isn't a great month for crypto. Typically it's not, but we have a lot of positive catalysts going on. In addition to this, there are a couple of other big things happening in the market, one of which is with regards to Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance has been continuing to drop, and this is a sign that people are so optimistic about crypto that they're taking more risk. They're putting money into altcoins, higher risk, higher reward opportunities. And the interesting thing about this is it's not just retail investors. Retail investors typically like to put their money into altcoins because they're looking for the higher returns. But we're seeing this happen with institutional investors as well. We spoke about this briefly in a video earlier today, and I'm going to do a deep dive tomorrow. But we saw that the digital asset fund flows for the week ending September 3rd, 2021, saw that institutional investors are continuing to pick altcoins. Like they poured $14.4 million into Ethereum, $13 million into Solana, $6.5 million into Cardano, $2.7 into Polkadot, into Ripple, into Bitcoin Cash, and a bunch of other altcoins. And they're continuing to show and continuing to pick altcoins a lot of the time over Bitcoin. We've seen a number of major institutions start to show that they actually like Ethereum more. They think it has more upside, and it makes up a larger portion of their portfolio. So all of these signs are showing us that the sentiment in the overall market is very strong. People are very optimistic about where crypto is going, what's going on with the market right now, and between that, what's going on with institutional investors, the overall sentiment, and with what's going on with El Salvador, all of this has been helping the crypto market continuing to push higher, even though September typically isn't a good month for crypto. The next thing I want to talk about is what is going on with Ethereum, because Ethereum's price has been doing extremely well lately. We've seen a lot going on from institutional investors talking about getting into Ethereum, how they like Ethereum because of NFTs and the NFT market exploding recently between what's going on with regards to smart contracts, EIP 1559, and Ethereum becoming more energy efficient with ETH 2.0. And institutional investors have seemed to really like this. And we are seeing that Ethereum's price has been reflecting all of this positive sentiment and all this optimism that we've been seeing. It's up 22% over the last 7 days, right around $4,000 per coin, getting closer to all-time highs. But the interesting thing that has been going on here is that we're continuing to see ETH 2.0 contract ETH 2.0 staking continuing to increase. How much money is being staked on Ethereum is continuing to increase dramatically. So, according to the most recent data, we have seen that ETH 2.0 contract has swelled significantly, and right now there's about $30 billion that has been staked in Ethereum. And you know, we're supposed to see ETH 2.0 rolled out in the first quarter of 2022. So a lot of people are betting on Ethereum long term, are staking their Ethereum, have no plans on selling it anytime soon, and this is huge. Not only this, but we're also seeing that there is a significant amount of Ethereum being burned after we saw the London hard fork and EIP 1559. This is huge. Anyone who owns Ethereum, this has been helping to drive the price up. And even though you may be saying, I want bigger, more gains, I want to see like 10x returns with some smaller altcoins, Ethereum is a coin that is never going to go away at this point. Big money players are involved. NFT marketplaces are too large. Smart contracts are huge. It's just too big at this point to fail. It might not be like Cardano or Solana could catch up, but at this point, Ethereum is absolutely huge that really there's no way any other that is going to go away or disappear. So for anyone who's saying, maybe they don't like Ethereum or they would rather be in some smaller altcoins, I would say Ethereum deserves a position in everyone's portfolio because of what has been going on with NFTs, with smart contracts, with institutional money getting involved, and especially when it's starting to become more energy efficient with ETH 2.0. But the big deal that we have seen recently has been with ETH 2.0, more money being staked, and also that Ethereum records negative daily issuance for the first time after EIP 1559 was rolled out in about early August. So what we're seeing is that there's been a couple of instances where more Ethereum has been burned than what was actually newly minted. And this is huge because this is what everyone's talking about, Ethereum becoming more of a deflationary asset. And what that means is like more Ethereum is being burned, taking away from the total active supply than being put in when Ethereum miners are mining it. And that makes it deflationary. That means that the supply is like shrinking. That is huge for anyone who owns Ethereum. And we've seen that up to, like, since EIP 1559 was rolled out in the first week of August, in the last month, there's been over 220,000 Ethereum that has been burned, right around $860 million. It's continuing to increase. The burn rate actually has increased a little bit as well. And for anyone who owns Ethereum, this is going to continue to be a positive catalyst for the price moving forward. So I just want to touch on that because I own Ethereum, even though like Solana has been killing it recently, and we're going to talk about why, and now that makes up a pretty large portion of my portfolio. Ethereum is always going to have a position in my portfolio. I haven't sold any of it ever, and I'm just going to continue to keep adding to Ethereum. Let me know which altcoin is your favorite. Do you like Ethereum, Solana, Cardano, EOS, XRP, Polkadot? Which one is your favorite right now? I tell you guys all the time my favorites, but I like to hear what you guys are invested in personally. We're going to get to questions at the end, but let's keep the ball rolling. Let's talk a little bit about this JP Morgan report, because I want to talk quickly about that before we get into what is going on with Cardano and Solana. And also make sure to like the video if you guys are just joining us. So what happened is JP Morgan came out with a report like 48 hours ago. We touched on this briefly, but they came out with a report and says that right now, overall cryptocurrency market is looking a bit frothy. And they're saying that this is because of what is going on with the frenzy with retail traders getting into crypto. Some people experiencing FOMO. People are seeing prices increase and they don't want to miss out. Like, for example, Solana. Solana's price is up almost 400% in the last month, in the last 30 days. And people are not wanting to miss out on this, and they're just throwing money into crypto. So according to this JP Morgan analyst, they say that the share of altcoins looks rather elevated by historical standards. And in their opinion, it's more likely to be a reflection of froth and retail investor mania rather than a reflection of structural uptrend. So basically what they're saying is that altcoins should not have this much share of the market, and Bitcoin share should be higher right now. But I don't think this is accurate. I think they're wrong because they say according to historical trends, like Bitcoin dominance, they're saying should be higher. But if we look right now at dominance, like overall Bitcoin dominance, overall what's going on with the market in terms of altcoins and Ethereum, what we're seeing is that we're not at lows for Bitcoin dominance. Yes, back in 2014 and 2015 and 2016, we had always seen Bitcoin dominance above 80%. But ever since we saw the massive bull market in 2017, there have been a couple of instances where Bitcoin dominance has been lower than it is right now. For example, in the first 2 weeks of 2018, we saw that Bitcoin dominance was at 32%, almost 30%. Right now, Bitcoin dominance is around 40%, but still, I think this is only going to continue to get smaller and smaller over time as people realize that Bitcoin isn't the only play out there, that there are a lot of more practical, more useful cryptocurrencies and projects than Bitcoin. So I think we're only going to continue to see this trend decrease. So when JP Morgan says that historically, we are seeing elevated levels of altcoins, I would say we actually aren't seeing that at all because historically, Bitcoin dominance during bull markets drops even lower than where it is right now. We've seen it drop at the peak of bull markets to 30% in 2017. And I think this time around, because there are a lot of these altcoins are much more developed, I think we're going to see Bitcoin dominance drop even lower than what we saw in 2017 and 2018 drop. So I think we could see it even drop to that 29%, 30% range, when back in 2017 it was down to 33%. So when JP Morgan comes out with this report, some people say it might be FUD, some people might say that they're just trying to scare people so they can buy it themselves. I mean, there might be some points that you could have there, but ultimately I think that they have a point that, let's say, altcoins like Solana have been only going up. Like, you can't just continue to go up, gaining a 50%, like 20% every single day, which is basically what Solana's been doing. That's not possible. It's just not going to happen. But like, they have a point there. We are going to see some sort of correction, and you would be foolish to say there's not going to be a correction with Solana. Even Cardano, it went up to $3.10 per coin. It had a correction. You might say it's not a big correction, but it dropped back down to about $2.60 per coin, and that's a pretty significant, 30, let's say, what is that, like a 20% correction. So that was a significant correction. So for anyone who says like some altcoins are, not going to drop, they'd be foolish. But for the overall, what they're saying, I think they're inaccurate in their report, saying that altcoins historically are overvalued right now, because historically they're not, if we look at Bitcoin dominance versus altcoin dominance throughout the years. If we just look at this, like Bitcoin dominance is at 40%, that's nothing unusual for a bull market. Nothing unusual at all. Next up, I want to talk a little bit about what is going on with a Bloomberg report that just came out with regards to Bitcoin and Ethereum before we get into what is going on with Cardano and Solana. So if you guys own Cardano or Solana, let me know in the comments in the chat, and we'll get into that in a minute. But anyways, let's talk a little bit about what this Bloomberg report came out and said. One of their top analysts, one of the top people who covers crypto at Bloomberg, named Mike McGlone. Mike McGlone came out and said 24 hours ago that he's predicting that we're going to see a second leg of the bull market for crypto. We have seen the stock to flow model shows this. We're seeing overall sentiment in the market look very good right now. And Mike McGlone, the analyst at Bloomberg, says that he sees $100,000 price point for Bitcoin and $5,000 price point for Ethereum being the path of least resistance right now. He says that where the market is going, after we saw Bitcoin's price break above $50,000 per coin and now break above $52,000 per coin, the path of least resistance with what's going on in the market, if you're just looking at technicals, is going to reach new record highs, break above that $65,000 for Bitcoin, break above $5,000 for Ethereum, and that is the path of least resistance. But not only with technicals, we're seeing that with institutional investors. We keep talking about this, but institutional investors are continuing to add to their positions. Whale accounts are continuing to buy, and that's not slowing down. But according to his report, he said that right now, anyone who doesn't have Bitcoin or Ethereum in their portfolio, they're basically missing out big time on, generating significant returns. He says that we had he says that he sees Ethereum going to $5,000 per coin minimum by the end of the year, simply because of the fact NFTs are growing very rapidly. He says that marketplace is the total sales we're seeing every day is almost increasing, and increasing almost every single day, if not every single day, every single month. We have seen sales for NFTs continuing to increase. Also, we're seeing that more and more projects are being built on Ethereum, on Solana, on Cardano, and that is only going to continue to grow those marketplaces. And then the last thing is with smart contracts and EIP 1559. He says because of what's going on with EIP 1559, which we spoke about, it's burning more Ethereum every single day, and we just recorded a record. A negative daily issuance for the first time ever. We are seeing that EIP 1559 is making Ethereum much more attractive to institutional investors. It's making Ethereum more of a deflationary asset, and as a result of this, he says that we're going to continue to see more institutional investors continue to get in Ethereum and pick Ethereum over Bitcoin. You can see right here, he says increasing demand and adoption, emphasizing specifically NFTs. And also he says the diminishing supply is helping to boost the price of Ethereum. And with regards to Bitcoin, why he thinks Bitcoin is going to reach $100,000 per coin is, he says, first of all, this is highly probable, especially after last year's supply cut. But also what he says is that we are just starting to see Bitcoin's price get close to the record highs again. And even though we're seeing institutional investors pick Ethereum and pick some smaller altcoins like Solana and Cardano, still the main choice, overall how much money is in Bitcoin versus Ethereum from institutional investors is vast. A vast majority of it is still in Bitcoin. And still a lot of institutions who may not be as pro crypto but want to get involved, they're going to still pick Bitcoin right now over Ethereum. And as a result of this, when they start allocating single digits of their balance sheets, when we start seeing hedge funds put more money into Bitcoin, that is going to be what drives Bitcoin's price up to $100,000 per coin. He thinks that is very, very possible this year. So again, anyone who says you don't need to own Bitcoin, you're not going to get significant returns there, it's just smart to have it in the portfolio. Can't hurt to have Bitcoin, Ethereum in your portfolio, because those two aren't going away. Yes, you're not going to generate the same returns as, let's say, finding Solana. We've been talking about Solana for since February. And since January 1st, Solana's price is up 100x. It's not going to happen with Bitcoin or Ethereum, but still definitely worth having in your portfolio. And then one of the last things I want to talk about is what is going on with Cardano and Solana. If you guys own Cardano, own Solana, let me know which one you like better. Not which one has been doing better for you, but which one do you actually believe in more long term, because I like to hear what you guys have to say, because I take those into account in my opinion, what I do the videos on. But let me know which one you like better, think has more potential, and which one you would like me to see list my NFT collection that I've been working on with the team for a while on. Let me know which platform you would prefer to see it on, like Cardano or Solana, or maybe Ethereum. But anyways, the big news with Cardano and Solana recently. First of all, with Cardano, we have September 12th coming up very, very quickly. September 12th is going to be when Alonzo upgrade is rolled out. We're going to have smart contracts, which is going to allow for hundreds and thousands of new projects to be built on Cardano's network. We're also seeing that there's an ERC20 token bridge for Cardano, which is continuing, which has been talked about. They're testing it right now, and that's going to allow for projects that are built on Ethereum to move over to Cardano if they don't like the gas fees. They think Cardano's more energy efficient, and there's a lot of advantages of being on Cardano like proof of stake right now. So that's going on. But we're also seeing that recently institutional investors have been pouring a lot of money into Cardano. On the week ending September 3rd, we saw that $6.5 million flowed into Cardano. This wasn't the highest out of all cryptocurrencies. It was number 4, but still, Cardano has become one of the top picks for institutional investors, and that is what's helped drive it to the number 3 position. In addition to this, for year to date, we have seen that $62 million have been poured into Cardano as well. So what we're seeing is that institutional investors are continuing to pick Cardano much more often than they previously did. And a lot of this has to do with like smart contracts, the growing NFT marketplace for Cardano, the fact that Cardano has proof of stake when Ethereum doesn't, and it's more energy efficient, and simply because DeFi isn't going to have one winner. There's going to be Ethereum. There's going to be Cardano. There's probably going to be a number of other platforms as well, like Solana, even EOS, and a number of other ones. With regards to technical indicators, right now Cardano has been consolidating quite a bit over the last couple of days. We saw it reach about an all-time high of $3.10 per coin, and now we've seen it consolidate. And we're approaching, we'll talk about this a bit more in tomorrow's video, but we're approaching a very key point in terms of technicals for Cardano. I'm not going to draw the lines on it now. We'll go over that in tomorrow's video, but within the next 72 hours, we're going to reach a point where we're either going to see Cardano's price break out and break above this resistance, because you can see we have had a consistent uptrend here, or we're going to see it maybe potentially drop back down and reach, consolidate around that $2.60 per coin, which would be right around where we have this resistance. Either way though, Cardano, I think, is going to continue to do well leading up to Alonzo upgrade and the rollout in the next week or so, even though people are saying, like it's all hype right now. I don't think it's hype. Hype is when you're just, talking about something, pumping something up when there's no real use case for it. Me, personally, what's going on with Cardano, it's not hype, it's legitimate. We're going to see a number of new projects built on it, and all it takes is a couple of these new projects to be built on Cardano that's going to help the network explode. So for people who are saying, I don't know if I should buy more Cardano, I don't know about that, I haven't bought any in the last, let's say, 2 weeks, but I've been consistently dollar cost averaging ever since Cardano's price was at 5 cents per coin. It doesn't matter when it went up to a dollar, drop back down. I've been consistently dollar cost averaging, because if you believe in the project, it doesn't matter if it's $3 or $2.80 or $2.50. Yes, you want to get in at the lower price, but it's impossible to predict. There's a lot of exciting stuff happening, a lot of developments taking place, and I don't want to miss out on that. So I'm going to continue to dollar cost average. And you know what? We're seeing institutional investors do the same thing. With regards to Solana, why we have seen Solana's price increase so much recently, I think has a lot to do with the reports we've seen come out recently from institutional investors. So first of all, we had seen that a lot of hype had been around this Ignition Day event with Solana. They talked on Twitter about this big event that was going to be taking place. No one knew exactly what it was. And then last week, they revealed it. They said it was going to be a hackathon where they were going to have, prizes, giveaways, where they were going to be having a hackathon where they would be giving away money to people who developed, let's say, the best projects in 4 different categories. It was like DeFi, in online gaming, and 2 other categories as well. But while that did contribute a lot, everyone's wondering, well, why is Solana's price continuing to push higher? Why is it up 20% again today? It's up 21% again, 53% over the last 7 days. And why is it up again when there hasn't been any mysterious event like what's been going on, like that Ignition Day event last week? There's not any big news that has come out recently with regards to development. There's not. So it's a couple of reasons. First of all, one of the reasons why I think Solana's price is continuing to increase is because we have seen that many people are experiencing FOMO. Everyone's been talking about DeFi and how it's replacing the entire financial world, and how there's not just going to be one winner like Ethereum. Solana is tackling a couple of different issues than Ethereum. And so people are not wanting to miss out, because right now, even though Solana's price is up over 300% in the last month, it still has a fairly low market cap relative to Ethereum. If we're looking at market caps only, Solana's market cap is at $50 billion. It's about 1/10 the size of Ethereum. So people think, Solana can beat Ethereum. Well, then its market cap, it would be 10x from where it is. So that's one reason. The other reason, though, is really with regards to institutional investors, because institutional investors put $13.2 million to Solana investment products the week ending September 3rd, 2021. It was the third highest crypto in terms of inflows. Bitcoin led the way at $59 million. Ethereum was 14.4 million. And then Solana was number 3 in terms of institutional investors putting money into Solana investment products. So this is very important. And as soon as we saw this report come out, it comes out every single week on Monday, we saw that Solana's price skyrocketed. It just jumped up really right around the time that this report came out. So for people who are wondering why is it up today, I think it has a lot to do with this report, because if we look right here, the price of Solana at September 6th, right around, what was this? In the afternoon. Let's September 6, 2021 at 2 p.m. Eastern time. We saw the price at $144 per coin. Now at 10:30 p.m. on September 6th, just 8 hours later, the price is up 20% in 8 hours. So a lot of this, I think, has to do with institutional investors pouring money in, people realizing this and taking notice that if whale accounts and big money players are putting money into Solana, well then maybe they should too. Maybe they should take advantage of those opportunities as well. So Solana has been a coin that I've talked about for a while. I think it is a great project. It's trying to tackle the issue of scalability and being able to handle all the transactions per second when Ethereum can't really do that right now. It's trying to tackle issues with regards to gas fees that are plaguing Ethereum's network right now. And also another thing going on with Solana is with regards to Solana Art. Solana Art is an NFT marketplace on Solana, and a lot of projects, a lot of collections on Solana, like NFT collections on Solana, have been doing extremely well lately. Just to point a couple of out, we are seeing that this site's still in beta, Solana Art, but this is an NFT marketplace. We're seeing like Degenerate Ape Academy has over 773,000 Solana and total volume traded for these NFTs. There's only 2,000 items, but we're seeing that they have massive volume. We're seeing Soul Punks have massive volume as well. Soul Bears, Bold Badgers, all these projects are seeing massive amounts of interest, a lot of volume. And whenever we're seeing people buy NFTs, they need to own that particular crypto. So whether we're talking about CryptoPunks, people need to own Ethereum. That's why we have seen, a lot of institutional interest and a lot of interest in Ethereum lately is because of NFTs. Same with Solana. Now that we're starting to see more NFT marketplaces for Solana and Cardano come out, it's going to only help and only increase the interest for those couple of altcoins as well. So those are the couple of marketplaces. Also for Cardano, we're seeing the same thing happen, but that's the main reason why we're seeing Solana's price increase is because of this institutional investor report from CoinShares, from Bloomberg CoinShares. And you know what? When people see big money players are getting in to a particular altcoin, it's something you take notice of, because you're like, what do they know about this? Is there something going on behind the scenes? Do they just like the project? There's definitely a reason if we're seeing big money players get involved. So we've been talking about Solana since February, but we're starting to see that over the last month or so, really a lot of interest from the big money players. So anyways, that's what's going on with crypto right now with regards to Bitcoin, with regards to Ethereum and all the other altcoins. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let me know if you guys like these live streams. We're going to quickly look at the chat. Someone says, where do you think Dogecoin will be at the end of the year? I personally don't invest very much into Dogecoin. I simply invest in it for fun. So I'm not going to give a price prediction because, first, I don't like giving price predictions. I like looking at the projects, what are going on behind the scenes. And while Dogecoin does have a lot of big names behind it, right now I see better investments out there like Solana, Cardano, Ethereum. I like those three. EOS I like very much as well because of the practical use cases, because of the specific space they're in. But yeah, so that's what's really going on with crypto. Yeah, Erwin Perez. Solana has a lot of FOMO right now. Yeah, so before we wrap up today's video, anyone who has not gotten into Solana yet, if you're wondering, is now the time to buy? Personally, I think it's smart to dollar cost average into any projects you like consistently over time. So if you've never gotten into Solana, yeah, you might as well get in now, because the price could easily go to $200 or $300 per coin within the next couple of weeks. There's a lot of demand, a lot of interest, and with all the hype around this Solana hackathon event, it's definitely possible. But if you're worried that the price is going to drop and you need the money, then maybe hold out for a bit, because Solana's price over the last 2 months, since July 21st, has only gone up. It has gone from $23 per coin to $175 per coin. So it would be foolish to say that we're not going to see any sort of correction. Does it mean it's going to be an 80% correction? Definitely not. But we could see a 20 or 30% correction, just like we saw with Cardano. Cardano's price went from $3.10 per coin down to $2.60 per coin. So for people who are saying that it's only going to go up, that's foolish, because even though it's a great project, I love the project, I have not sold any, it's very possible for us to see the price drop 20 to 30%, especially when we're seeing every day gains of 20%. Like today, Solana's price was up 20%. A couple weeks ago, it was up 80% a single day. In the last 7 days, it's up 50%. Like, it would be foolish to say we're not going to see a correction, but if you have never gotten into Solana, I would say dollar cost average over time. You know what? Even though it's high right now, we may see a drop. Just start getting into some of these positions, because you don't want to miss out. It's a great project, regardless of what the price is right now. And personally, I'm like, do I believe in this long term? Do I like what they're doing? Are there more projects being built on it? And the answer is yes. And Solana, that's been their main goal. Like with the hackathon event, which they recently came out and spoke about, Solana hackathon, I'm going to pull that up, but the Solana hackathon event, the sole purpose of this is to promote and help develop Solana's network long term, to make it so it is an Ethereum killer. Like this, the whole goal of this hackathon is to have new projects, new companies be built on the back of Solana. And we're not seeing that happen with Cardano or Ethereum. Like, yes, there are a number of projects being built, but with regards to Solana, they're actively saying, look, we want the whole community to come behind us, help us out, and see what we can build as a community. And I like that. I like that they have these 4 different tracks where they're offering prizes for NFTs, like, having people develop NFT markets, for people developing games onto the back of Solana, people developing DeFi applications, or, web, or just building other Web 3.0 products. So we'll continue to see what happens, but Solana, in my opinion, great long term. If you're not in it, you know what? Don't worry. You might as well continue to dollar cost average over time. But that's what's going on with crypto. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please be sure to like the video down below. Subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate all you guys joining us today. We answered some of the questions about Cardano, Dogecoin, Solana. Those are the main questions I have seen, and I see a lot of things about NFTs. So if you guys are curious about NFTs, go over on Twitter, follow me there, message me on Twitter, and I'll get back to you. I am been working on an NFT project for a couple months now. I think it's gonna be really exciting. I think you guys are going to like that. And if you follow me on Twitter, we're gonna be doing giveaways, and anyone who follows me on Twitter is gonna have early access to that. If you follow me, if you're part of our Patreon group, we're giving everyone in Patreon special access to that as well. So make sure to follow me on Twitter if you haven't already. And if you want to message me about NFTs, happy to talk. But hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for another